Season 9 begins pretty much how we ended Season 8, and we are currently sat 14th place in the table after just 3 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. We have obviously done a fair amount of business over the summer. One big name has left the club, and we brought in plenty of smaller names. Abdou Karim Cissé, the Senegalese international formerly of Generation Foot, has left the club and signed for today's opponents, Blackburn Rovers. And you might be wondering, how much money did he get? 20, 30, 40 million pounds? 10? We got 10 million pounds, which is a 10 million pound profit, essentially. We also have a 50% sell-on in this deal, which means if right now he gets sold for £20 million, we get an extra £10 million of that. So we need to hope that Cissé does big things at Blackburn, still in the Championship, and moves on to bigger and better things. We also wave goodbye to George Thomason signing for AFC Wimbledon, and you might be thinking this is a bit of a strange one because he played fairly consistently for the last 2 seasons. He's left because he had 1 year left on his contract, and I thought, you know what, let's get some money for him and try and cash in, get somebody else brand new into the squad who's hopefully going to be better than Thomason in the long run. Also, Tom Williams has joined AFC Wimbledon as well, never played for us. Jack Langston has left on a permanent deal to go to Huddersfield. And Tyler Pasnick has returned to his native Scotland to sign for Hearts. That's pretty much all of the transfer business. There's a whole load of loan deals. What we're going to do now is actually take a look at the squad rather than taking a look at the individual players, so you can see what state we're in at the start of Season 9. The first of 4 goalkeepers. Yep, you heard that right. We have 4 goalkeepers this season. Kyron Kensdale is probably number 3 or 4 in that list. Still at the club. This is what he looks like. He's alright. He's actually not a terrible goalkeeper. Probably needs some football, hence why he's loan listed. Obed Afari is also still at the club, has recently signed a brand new contract which has given him 3 years on his deal. He is going to be our number 3 goalkeeper. Again, I want to loan him out. I think there's potential with Afari. He just needs game time. Our number 2 goalkeeper was initially signed to be our number 1 goalkeeper. It is Argentine goalkeeper Batista Tolkachev, maybe, signed on loan from River Plate in his native Argentina. I wanted to sign him on a permanent deal, couldn't manage to get it over the line, so we brought him in on loan. I think he's costing some money. I think we can actually find out, can't we? Do we know? Does it tell us? It doesn't tell us. But yeah, he's played once, got a clean sheet, actually played really well. But our number 1 goalkeeper is former PSG goalkeeper Zhao Chio. That's what we're going to go with. Free transfer. This is the biggest bit of business, in my opinion, that we've done probably over the summer. Chio is going to be our number 1 goalkeeper. He's only 23, has 22 under-21 caps as well for France. Chio could be a vital part of our team for many years to come. Into the right-back position, Hayden Muller is still here, and he is still very, very good. He's nothing special. If you looked at him and went, he's alright, isn't he? But for us, for some reason, he has been absolutely superb since we signed him 4 seasons ago. Average rating across all of those seasons is well over a 7.1, isn't it? Let's be honest, Hayden Muller, for a free transfer, is a great bit of business. His deputy for the season will be Adrian Reed-Stephen, a player who we signed a long time ago, I think from Chelsea. He is a Barbadian international playing for... Is that Barbados? I think that's Barbados, isn't it? It is Barbados. Of course it's Barbados. But he's never really played for us. Spent plenty of seasons out on loan at various clubs over his time here. Played 3 times for us in League 2. And then went to the Vanarama National for 3 seasons and League 2 once again for 1 season. He's going to be a backup. On the opposite flank, we have Silko Thomas. We know all about Silko, signed him a very long time ago, sold him to Birmingham, brought him back to the club. I think he's good. It's just, we need an improvement on Silko, but we just don't really have the players at the moment. And his deputy is also kind of a deputy right back. It's Richard Elise, now 24 years of age, both of them formerly of Chelsea. Much like Silko Thomas, Elise could probably be improved upon, but we kind of play mostly down the right-hand side, which is why Hayden Muller kind of gets the business done. With Cissé leaving the club, we did need to bring in a number of new defenders, a couple of new defenders. Mark McGuinness is still here and still very, very good. Recently signed a brand new deal to give him 3 years on the contract. He's just good. He's got his first Republic of Ireland cap as well. I'm surprised Mark McGuinness is still here. And he's still playing very well for us. I've just seen he's got 19 jumping reach, 15 heading, and he's 6'4". Why is he not going... He should be on the front post. Is that still a thing? His central defensive partner will be Romain Charrier, once again signed on loan. We brought him in for his second season. He's cost us a bit of money. I think he's cost about £600,000 to bring him in, which technically might make him our record transfer. I'm not quite sure how that works, but Charrier, he's just very good. Into the backups, Jackson Arango, who we didn't really see too much last season because of under-20s World Cup football, I think it was. Arango still here, 19 years old. Plenty of time for Arango to get good. And now, two new signings. Kevin Bryant is a 23-year-old English footballer who I am training up to be a central defender. He's naturally a ball-winning midfielder in the centre of the pitch, but we are going to move him to be a ball-playing defender, which I think he's probably got the ability to do, hasn't he? He just needs a little bit of time, a little bit of training, and he should be good enough. And a similar situation for Stevie Schwank. That's what we're going to call him. He is a central midfielder, but more naturally a centre-back this time around. 22 years old, Welsh, potentially Welsh international in the next coming few seasons, hopefully. I mean, he's good. Signed from, I think, Newport County on a free transfer, if I remember. £67,000 because of his age, I think. Yeah, because he's under 23. We had to pay a bit of money. Into midfield, and we don't really have a lot of central midfielders. We've got a lot of wingers, which we'll come to. Central midfielders, we have 4 in total. Paul Searle, still at the club, still very, very good. Still actually quite young as well. He has played 187 professional football matches, all of them for Dover, despite the fact that Nottingham Forest signed him for. We also have Ryan Mercado, who obviously signed in January last season, I think it was, from Southampton. Mercado is going to be getting a lot more football this time around. I think there is a lot of future in Ryan. He just needs a bit more game time, and hopefully, with Thomason leaving the club, Mercado can now fill that void. Another one for the future is Diego Pereira. He is signed from Penarol, Uruguayan under-23 international. I think there's something here. My scouts went and scouted the under-20s World Cup, or something along those lines, and they came back with just a ridiculous amount of South Americans, which is great, so we brought in quite a few of them. Pereira, I think mentally, he's very good. Physically and technically, he's all right. There's definitely something to work with. There's hopefully a big future for Diego. And also, there's hopefully a big future for Lawrence Humphrey, formerly of Fulham, signed once his contract expired. He's probably not going to get a huge amount of football for us in the first couple of seasons, but Lawrence, there's definitely something there in my opinion. 16 passing could be very, very helpful. On to our 693 wingers then. Romeo Beckham still at the club, currently loan listed because basically we're not going to play him. He's not very good anymore. He wasn't very good in the first place, but he did a reasonable amount. 12 goals in 68 appearances so far. He will, without a doubt, get some more football this season, but probably not as much as he needs. Big TC Theo Corbono is also still at the club. Probably will be more of a rotation player this time around because we've brought in some new faces who are hopefully going to be pushing our wingers a little bit further up the field. Corbono, I mean, he's been good, hasn't he? 85 appearances, 19 goals in 3 seasons. Is it 3? It's only 2 seasons. He's actually been very good. Last year, 11 goals and 8 assists. He's a bit of a superstar. Somebody who I'm going to push into the first team more and more this season is Andrew Moran. We signed him a long time ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And he never really got the opportunity. A lot of his appearances were off the bench, but I think there's something there. He's only 25, so still plenty of time to go. He's only got 10 months left on his contract. This is basically the last hurrah for Andrew Moran. If he plays well in the first half of the season, he'll get himself a new contract. And then hopefully he might be able to fulfil his potential, which apparently is 3.5 star. We have also brought in on loan from Southampton, Bobby Needs. Bobby Needs is a left winger and central midfielder who I think is going to be a very useful player for us. He's come in as a regular starter, which I'm not too sure how accurate that's going to be, but Bobby needs football. Bobby's going to get football. And I think this is the last of the new faces that we are likely to see this season. Harry McDonald, 19 years of age, signed from Manchester City. He's a central midfielder who is going to be playing as a right winger because that's where I kind of want him to fill in, basically replacing Theo Corbono. That's the plan. Ignore how much money he's getting paid. I didn't see that. I didn't realise how much money I was paying him until it was a bit too late. So Harry McDonald's good. Hopefully he's worth 13.5 grand a week. If he's not, we've made a massive error. And then 5 strikers to briefly talk about. Jaden Williams, the club's all-time top goal scorer, 2 goals away from 100 league goals, 210 appearances. He's still good. He's still only a baby. He's 24 years old. He's still got plenty of time. He's about to turn 25 in 6 days. But Jaden is, he's a bit of a talisman for us, isn't he? He's just been quietly-ish going about his business, scoring lots of goals, having a lovely time, propelling us up the leagues. Rory Allen is also still at the club, and he's, I think he's got his first cap for America, or maybe he got that in last season, but I'm not quite sure. He's just good, isn't he? Rory Allen's just good at football. He's worth a lot of money. We might need to sell him if somebody comes in for him. Somebody who we are trying to shift on is Zach Emerson. He's not really played for us. Scored a couple of goals last season, but not really played much football at all. So we're trying to get rid of him. More to get rid of his $5,000 a week off the wage budget. Aaron Allen as well is still technically in the squad. He is potentially going to be going out on loan if somebody wants him. There's a future for Allen, but he needs some more time. He's probably, if he sticks about, he might get maybe 5 appearances this season off the bench. And finally, Mbai Dai, who is now going to be a striker with his 8 finishing. Fully aware he's not very good at finishing, but that shouldn't matter if we play him as an advanced forward, because he's just going to get into the positions to be able to score the goals. So far this season, he's already scored twice in 5 appearances, 1 in the league, 1 in the Carabao Cup. We did have Burnley trying to sign him for £7 million, which was probably about £30 million less than what I would accept for Dai. I think Dai could be a world-class superstar footballer. So if he is going to go anywhere, we need that 50% sell-on, and we need at least 10 million, 20 really. So that is the team for the season. I have no idea how long that has taken. It might have been 10 minutes, might have been 45, not a clue. We've also got a few other transfers to briefly talk about, because I think we have missed out maybe 1 or 2 players if we scroll down. Emmanuel Chappie from Manchester United immediately signed and gone out on loan to Hereford. Hopefully, he's got some future. Calvin McFarlane, much like Chappie, signed for Manchester United and immediately gone out on loan, this time to Oxford United. And Ricardo Knoll, who was supposed to be my new left-back, has signed from RB Salzburg, hasn't got a work permit, and then we sent him out on loan to Cyprus, because of course we have. Hopefully, getting some game time in Cyprus means he can get himself a quicker work permit, and then we can bring him in as a left-back. And I've just seen he's got 1 tackling. He's not a left-back, is he? He's a winger. So, yeah, that is the transfer business. If we briefly do this as well, you can see a whole load of players going out on loan. Anyone really important to mention? Nathan Martin to Gillingham needs game time. That's hopefully going to be helpful for him. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? A few players as well leaving on free transfers. Reece Burke. I will briefly mention Reece Burke. He had, in his contract, a match highest earner clause, which means he was getting paid far too much money for his ability, so we had to shift him on. Thankfully for us, Houston, in the MLS, I've decided to basically do that and save us a lot of money. So that is the squad. Tell me what you think. Tell me who you think the best player is. Where do you think we need to improve? I think I know, and it's fullbacks, but if you think maybe somewhere else we need to improve, tell me, and I will take a look to see what we can do maybe in January, because obviously the transfer window for the summer has closed. Let's go forward then. Let's play match number 1 of the episode. Probably the only match of the episode. Blackburn Rovers. We return to play against our former central defender, Cisse, and hopefully he doesn't destroy us. So, for the Blackburn game at home for the first game on camera of the season, it will be Chio in goal, Muller, Sharia, McGuinness and Silko Thomas in defence, Serla Mercado in midfield, Harry McDonald as a right winger, fully aware he can't play there, but we need to get him playing there in order for him to actually be capable of playing there, if that makes sense. Moran will be on the left-hand side. Williams and Dai will be up front. We do have an injury to Rory Allen, which you might have seen when we had a quick look at the squad. Subspense, Tolchev, Schwank, Needs, Corbono, Elise, Pereira, and Zach Emerson. Although, do we bother with Emerson? He's not going to come on, is he? I'd rather have Allen, I think, if we go for Aaron Allen instead. Now, I haven't looked at the season preview. I genuinely have no idea where we're expected to finish. I'm probably leaning towards mid-table. Blackburn, I'm probably leaning towards the higher end. If they're able to spend £10 million on a central defender and they're not in the Premier League, that's a lot of money. O'Leary's held on to that shot, from Muller. So the keeper kicks it long. 3.5 minutes only on the clock. McGuinness chests it down with his captain's armband. Silko Thomas to Moran. The 5'6" Moran, by the way. Didn't realise how small he was. McGuinness to Charia, the Canadian, to Searle. Right-hand side, it's McDonald and he doesn't get there. And the Man City man potentially could start an attack for Blackburn. Robinson to Cisse. The crowd boo. Or do they cheer? They might cheer, you know. because he was very good for us, and he's basically saved us financially for another few seasons. Charrier's pass is awful. Brandstrom's in on goal, and it's 1-0 to Blackburn, and it was all our own doing. Well, not really the start that we wanted. Charrier looks like he's taken the blame for that. He's dropped down to a 6-3. Levitt's corner for Blackburn. Header clear from Charrier. Now, McDonald, where are you going to go? He's got loads and loads of space to run into. He's got the pace to run as well. Doesn't want to do it. Maybe he can't dribble. Maybe that's the problem. Thomas, he's got the pace as well. We know that one. Moran on the left-hand side. Takes it off towards the corner flag. Plays it back to McArdle. Dinks it forward, finds Moran in the box, it's across to Jaden Williams, and the man who has been here for what seems forever has got his second goal of the season already. It's 1-1 at home against Blackburn Rovers. I'm happy with the fairly swift response. So apparently this is currently 10th versus 13th, or it was 14th. So we are, in a way, right now, kind of even, which means we should be looking to try and nick 3 points here if we can possibly manage it. We are looking, I would say, the better side, more possession, a few more, well, no, not a few more shots, better XG. That's not a thing we should be worrying about. Half-time is at 1-1, and it's basically a goal that we gifted them, isn't it? No changes as we go into the second half. I'm looking at Charrier, and I'm looking at possibly Schwank on the subs bench. Charrier, obviously, at fault for the goal. Thomas to McArdle. Plays it in the middle towards Paul Searle. Back to McArdle. Now Dye on the ground to Williams. Across. Tries to find McDonald and can't manage it. He does manage to steal the ball back. Cisse with a questionable pass. But they managed to clear their lines. McGuinness is going to come forward. Now Thomas across to McGuinness again. With a yellow card to his name. McArdle towards Williams. Isn't going to get there. And now Blackburn can possibly do some form of counter-attack. And again, the ball through the middle from Blackburn. Brandstrom hits it wide. Should have scored. Should have made it 2-1. The ball straight through the middle of our centre-backs is looking like it could be an issue. Right, he's still struggling on that right-hand side, so we're going to take him off. TC is going to be coming on for Harry McDonald, obviously. We're also going to take off Charrier for Stevie Schwank in defence, who is better. We'll go that way round. Sure, we've got 30 minutes to hopefully try and find a winner and ideally not concede. Not that I was expecting him to do much, but Cisse hasn't done a huge amount, and I think they've just brought him off. They have a 6.6. Cisse leaves the field after being fairly uneventful. Uninvolved, actually, is probably what we should be saying. We've got a couple of minutes left to play. Blackburn with the ball. Gordon, forward. Stevie Schwank gets it clear. Good boy. Now Dye. He's got Williams in front. Goes off towards the left-hand side. Needs a bit more support. I think Moran's running into the middle. Dye crosses it in towards Jaden Williams. Doesn't get there. Paulie Searle, keep it alive, my friend. Back to Muller. Where are you going? Back to Searle. Across to McArdle. Muller needs that. Does use Muller. What are we doing here? We're trying to pass our way through when I'm not sure if it's going to work, and I feel like we're going to lose the ball. Searle. Back to Schwank. Schwank so far has picked up a yellow card and he's on a 6.7. Moran to Dye. Lovely flick. And TC's there. The flag goes up. No. That could have been the perfect way to finish the first episode of Season 9, but instead it's looking like it's going to be a 1-1 draw against Blackburn. We are the draw specialists on camera. We are the draw specialists on camera. The last, 3 episodes, we probably had about 5 draws. It's ridiculous, but it's another point. So that is the state of the league table then after 4 games for us. 5 points on the board. Not really a lot going on. We've got a 0 goal difference because we don't score many. And we also don't concede many. We've scored 4 goals all season. Williams has got 1. McGuinness, Corbino and Dye all on the score sheet. Yeah, we just kind of need to start scoring some more goals, I think. One thing I did do as well, just before we played that match, is I asked the board for some new physios, and they went, sure. I also asked for some performance analysts, which I don't think we've had any. So, it says it's now 3. It's been increased by 1 to 3. Okay, fair enough. And we can't get a sports scientist. Guys, I feel like we need one. We're happy. We're happy with the number. Are you? The number of sports scientists, which is 1. Oh no, we've got 2. We've got 2 sports scientists. We've got a space for a physio. We've obviously got a new performance analyst and a new coach as well we could bring in. So we've got some wiggle room, but we're actually the best pretty much in the championship, aren't we? That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I'm thinking we might go QPR Wigan. I think that's what we might do. So we'll probably do maybe 5 episodes again for Season 9. I'm not expecting us to really be doing a huge amount when it comes to pushing for promotion. We're still expected to finish 23rd in the table. This is why we're not really doing very well. I mean, there's a very good reason why we're struggling. Who are our best players, they reckon? Alan and Dai, which is obvious, to be honest. I could have told you that. Anything they're expecting here, this is what they reckon our starting 11 is. You're honestly not far off, although Moran is definitely not a central midfielder. Anyway, thank you very much for watching episode 1 of Season 9. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll be back next time with more Dover Athletic. And hopefully, we're probably mid-table, aren't we? Thanks for watching. So we are currently about a quarter of the way through Season 9 with Dover Athletic. You can see they're currently sat 8th place in the table with 11 games played, 16 points on the board just outside the playoffs. Obviously, still too early really to tell what's going to happen in this season. In between episodes, we've been okay. I say okay. We've won 3, we've lost 2, and we've drawn 2. We did, however, beat Everton, which is a team that we just always beat. We've played them 3 times. We've beaten them 3 times, scoring 8 goals and only conceding twice. Anyway, today we're going to be playing QPR and Wigan. We are literally 2 or so days after the Everton game. Everybody's tired. So, for match number 1 of the episode, we are sticking with the 4-4-2 because, let's face it, we haven't changed from this formation since about Season 3. It is going to be Zhao Chio in goal, Muller, Charia, McGuinness and Silko Thomas in defence, Paul Sell and Rory McArdle in midfield, Corbeau and Bobby Needs on the wings, Jaden Williams and Mbai Dai as our strikers. Some of you may have spotted a new kind of position, not really, a new role in the centre of the pitch, and that is Rory McArdle playing as a CM on attack, because apparently that role is now overpowered. So I'm expecting to see McArdle score a hat-trick in this game, and then we're going to be good. Now, the last few episodes of the Dover save, we have been playing really well, but not scoring any goals, or struggling to get some goals, which is why today's episode we are playing 2 poorer sides in the league. I think QPR are maybe 18th, Wigan are 21st, or maybe the other way around. So we should be beating both of them. It is a bit of a concern that the very first highlight of the match is an actual highlight from kickoff, and it is QPR holding on to the ball. Also, this is a weird kick clash. It's not a kick clash. Nothing is clashing apart from the black shirts are clashing with our black bottom halves. Reitman's in on goal. If they score from this, we are 1-0 down after 38 seconds. This isn't how this is supposed to go. Honestly, I don't think we've touched the ball. I think they've scored a goal without us even touching the ball. Right, so this is where we're starting our game, and obviously we're 1-0 down already. Bobby Needs is a tiny human. Bobby Needs is about 5'3", isn't he? Brannigan with the ball, intercepted by TC. Good to see. Williams to Dai, slide tackle, loses out. QPR can come forward with the ball once again. We are not playing very well already in this episode. This is a concern, because if we keep going this way for the next few seasons in the Championship... Hold on, Williams is in on goal. Williams makes it 1-1. What I was going to say is if we keep playing poorly and we can never get out of the Championship, this save might be ending. But if we can keep doing what we're doing just there, winning some goals, that's how we speak when we talk about football, right? Winning goals. If we can keep doing that, then it's going to continue until we get into the Premier League. Brogan's throw to Ramsey, back to Brogan, now Brannigan. Ramsey again with the ball for QPR. Are they going to get themselves another chance? Brogan's effort. Andrade's there at the back post. Or Felix Correa. It's 2-1 to QPR. Every highlight so far has resulted in a goal, hasn't it? Muller with a throw for us. 2-1 so far. Cross comes in. McGuinness is going to get there. McGuinness heads just wide of the post. It is going to be 2-1. And finally, we've had a highlight that hasn't resulted in a goal. Can we have another one that doesn't result in a goal? It's a save from Martin, in fact. Martin looks like he was offside. He was. Why was that a highlight? We've almost made it to half-time, but once again, QPR have themselves a chance. Andrade, it's intercepted though, actually, from Silko Thomas with a weird header. Brannigan's going to go for a run. On the ground to Brogan. Forward to Martin, who had that weird highlight a minute ago. Brogan gets it back. Now Ramsey through to Martin again. How have they managed to break through? Muller's just calmly passed that back to our goalkeeper, and now counter-attack. Bobby needs to get that. Bobby. Martin. It's not Martin, is it? It's probably Martin, because he's probably slightly Spanish or something. It's Brogan through to Ramsey. They're going to pull the trigger. Brogan takes a few touches, tucks the ball away underneath the goalkeeper. QPR have been absolutely dominant in this game. And at half-time, we are 3-1 down. 3-1 down. That is a thrash arms. What was that? What is going on here? Silko Thomas, McGuinness, Chio, all playing very badly. I mean, do we individually point you out? You've not been good enough as a loud vehicle goes past my house. You're already motivated. Let's not touch McGuinness or Thomas. QPR with an early chance again in the second half, and Charrier, unchallenged, has just conceded a penalty. What is this game? Brannigan's stepping up. Chio's probably going to dive the wrong way, and it's going to be 4-1 to QPR. And already episode 2 of season 9, and I'm not going to be... It's not hyperbole to say that I think our season might already be over. Right, it's very rare that I do this. We are doing a substitution of our goalkeeper. We are also going to do Stevie Schwank coming on as a left-back, even though we can't really play there. So, Tolkachev is going to be coming on for Zhao Chio. We're going to be bringing on Stevie Schwank as a left-back. Do we do anything else? I mean, not really. Is this the problem? McArdle, let's swap you out for Pereira. If I'm honest, looking at the match ratings of the QPR players, they've just decided to turn up, haven't they? They have just turned up and been absolutely superb. Devine, for some reason, is on a 6.1 in the middle of the pitch. It's a... Oh my word. How have we conceded that? That surely has to be the goalkeeper's fault again. It's even a different goalkeeper, isn't it? So Brannigan scored from the centre circle. How have we let that goal in? Bobby Needs with a corner for us. Is it going to be 5-2? It is 5-2. Mark McGuinness gets a very late consolation goal. I'm going to fire up the team. We've been very poor. Schwank's on a 6-4. He's only just come on the pitch and he's playing poorly. Well, I'd like to say it's a good match for the neutrals. But was it? Was it a good match for the neutrals? Just our goalkeepers, both of them, didn't turn up. Our defence didn't really turn up. McGuinness only gets a 7.2 because he scored a goal. I mean, we were poor. I don't think we ever had a highlight other than the 2 goals. Right, water bottle time. You're coming to training. You don't deserve a break. You're coming to training. Now, one thing we can do is we can get ourselves some money back. How do we find people? Can we do it quickly from here? Or do we need to go individually into here? Discipline, poor performance, half a week's wages. Silko Thomas as well. Why can't I fine you? Have you just been fined? You've literally just been fined because of too many yellow cards. Stevie Schwank's going to get one as well, because just for a day, because he didn't play the full game. Wigan are down in 20th place in the table. We should win this game. We are at home, although we should have beaten QPR and we were also at home for that one. We are going to go for Chio, Muller, Schwank, McGuinness and Elise in defence. Charrier drops to the bench for this one, even though technically he wasn't terrible last match, but he also wasn't very good because nobody was very good. Elise comes in for the suspended Silko Thomas. Searle and Mercado in the middle. Corbino and Dye on the wings today with Williams and Rory Allen returning to the starting 11. Rory Allen should score goals. Rory Allen doesn't score goals. When you are this good at football, you need to be scoring more goals. Should I tell him to do that as well? Shoot more often. Maybe that's the problem. He's just not having the shots. Right, team. I want to see a marked improvement. Most people were motivated. That's probably good. Williams, Elise and Schwank didn't really care, although only one of them really played in the last match and he actually scored a goal. So let's not worry too much about that. Looking at that Wigan starting 11, they are basically playing the same formation that we lost against QPR with, so I'm a bit concerned. Chio has the ball to Stevie Schwank, back to Chio, lumps it upfield towards our dugout. Not sure where that was going. We've managed to nick the ball. Allen's got the ball, takes a few touches, goes for goal, tucks it in the back of the net. Telling him to shoot more often might have been the key. Greenwood with a free kick for Wigan. Curling effort goes over the bar. It's not that Greenwood, by the way. It's a different one. Not really a lot going on, is there? There's been a couple of chances. Not a huge amount to shout home about. Allen's there. Allen's got his second of the game. Shoot more often, Rory. I've always said you should shoot more often. So we've gone from being embarrassed by QPR to hopefully embarrassing Wigan. That would be a nice way to end this episode. We've managed to nick the ball away again. So back to Schwank. Muller gets it on the right. Where are you going to go? Down the wing towards Theo Corbino. Muller again lumps it upfield towards Rory Allen. Doesn't manage to go over the defender. And instead, Wigan can possibly counter-attack. Sam Greenwood on the left-hand side. Number 11 takes a few touches. Plays it on the ground. Deli Bashiru collects it. Edge of the penalty area. Back to Greenwood. Tries to get some space for himself. And an absolute rocket from Sam Greenwood. And that was also the last action of the first half. Wigan's XG is 0.19. They got from that, from 3 shots, they've got 1 goal. I mean, we can score more. We can definitely get more. Looking at Jaden Williams on a 6.5 isn't really filling me with glee. What do we do here? Do we do that? So stick Dye up front, take off Williams for Andrew Moran, I think. You've also probably noticed Rory Mercado back to a box-to-box because the CM attack didn't actually work, did it? Straight into the second half, and we do have ourselves an early highlight as well. Elise to Moran, back to Elise. Where are you going to go, buddy? Long ball towards nobody. We've nicked it here. Hold on. Go on, Rory. Go on, Rory. Dinks it. Hat-trick. Lovely finish from the American. It's 5 goals now for Rory Allen, and 3 of them have come in this match. Rory Allen's on a 10.0. He just needs to shoot more often. He just needs to shoot more often. He is far too good to not be shooting more often, apparently. Why have we never done this before? Wigan with a chance to maybe make it 3-2 from the corner. Gravison's the man to take it. Right-footed front post. It's blasted into space by Hap, apparently. Are we going to do ourselves another change? Mark McGuinness is the man that we're going to be bringing off. Romain Chariot is the man to be coming on. We've got one more sub to make. And I'm thinking Hayden Muller for Reed Stephen. That's right, the Barbadian international is going to be coming on. He's already played once or twice this season so far. He's not awful. He could be better. TC with a free kick from a long, long way out. Hits the top of the bar. It's fallen to Stevie Schwank and Rory Allen's there to make it 4. Sam Greenwood now with a free kick going the other way. It's gone over everybody. Deli Bashiro's there. Hits the post. Goes wide. We're going to have a couple of chances. Rory Allen is on a 10.0. Is he going to get his 5th goal? I don't care that we're playing another striker. Moran goes for an absolute rocket this time. Dinks the top of the bar. Goes over for a goal kick. Free kick for Moran towards Chariot. Headed effort from the Canadian. Straight into the hands of Etienne Green. Future England goalkeeper, potentially in real life. Kicks it over the halfway line for Wigan. Pulsell forward. TC to Mercado. Long ball over the top. Finds a substitute Moran. 2 in the middle. Rory Allen has to be 1. It's towards Allen. Allen's there. Heads just wide. It could have been number 5. Final 5 minutes of the match. Annoyingly, Reed Stephen has had nothing to do all game since he's come off the bench, which is disappointing. I wanted to see him get involved a little bit. It's a 4-1 victory. Rory Allen with a perfect 10. Stevie Schwank getting an 8.0 as well. I mean, why didn't we do this against QPR? Right, Rory, come here. Outstretched arms. I'm delighted. I wanted more than motivated. Not a bit of news I was expecting to read. Conte spotted at Crab Athletic Ground. It turns out the Newcastle boss, who I assume are still in the Premier League, I assume they've also still got silly money, was actually watching Mbai Dai, who is very good. If we can get sort of the top end of that, then I'll be very, very happy. I do need to give him a new contract soon, because I said I'd give him one at the end of the season, because if we try now, we don't really we do have the money, but they want a minimum fee release of 7.5, which I really don't want to do. And by offering him a contract and then withdrawing it, he's now annoyed. Wonderful. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. I'm not even sure how I'm going to resolve that issue that I've just caused for myself. Next episode, we're going to go into January, or maybe just before January, sort of Stoke, possibly. Stoke, Sheffield United, we might do. We might even look actually towards the end of January. Basically, what I'm trying to say to you, I don't know what the next episode is. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, do please remember, those are easy words for me to say, considering I've done it a few hundred times before. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll be back with more Dover Athletic and hopefully Rory Allen scoring more goals. Thanks for watching. It seems like most episodes we now start with us sat in the middle of the table, and that's kind of where we are. Once again, 13th place, 26 games played today. It is going to be Everton. It is also going to be Preston, and it's also January, so we've done a bit of business. We are going to jump straight into the transfer news. We have brought in 4 brand new players. Baba Boyake is the first one. Former Crystal Palace player, I think, is where he was actually contracted to. They never played him. He went out on loan to Bulgaria, apparently to Bote Plovdiv, picked him up on a free transfer. He actually looks quite good. Somebody else who looks quite good is Steven Geismeier. He's got one of those weird S's. It says 2 S's there, but it's one of those weird S's which I can never know how they're pronounced. But Geismeier, he's a left back. We've actually gone and brought ourselves a decent left back. He has cost £275,000, but for a Borussia Dortmund youngster, probably worth it. Another youngster, this time all the way from Brazil, Icaro Mitchell, or Mitchell, I'm probably going to call him Mitchell, and he has a work permit. Don't ask me how, he's got himself a work permit. Absolutely free transfer. He can finish. He can dribble, can't do much else technically. However, Stuart Humphrey, who has returned to the club, can do plenty of things technically, namely heading, actually. He's at 5'9" with 16 heading. Just what you want. He's returned on loan, obviously, from Blackburn back to Dover. He may as well just sign for us. This is his third loan spell. He's already scored 4 goals in 2 appearances. I think technically he scored 8 goals in 3 appearances and 1 off the bench. Stuart Humphrey has hit the ground running, although 4 of those goals was against Hereford in the FA Cup. So that is it for transfer business. We have sent a few players out on loan, also a couple of permanent deals as well. Zach Emerson and Kevin Bryant, who we signed in the summer, he's returned back to Scotland. Not really a huge amount to talk about. Quickly looking at the results, we've been pretty awful since the last episode. We have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you include the Hereford game. We've won 3, we've lost 3. We've just been drawing everything, which is why we're mid-table. We did beat Hereford 7-0 though, which was quite nice. The starting lineup then for the Everton game, a team that we have never lost against. In fact, we've never even drawn against Everton. In the 3 times we played them, we've won every single match. Hopefully, this is number 4. Zhao Chio will be our goalkeeper. No, he won't. No, he's been rubbish. He's been absolutely awful. Tolkachev, that man, will be our goalkeeper with Muller, McGuinness, Acharya, Geismar in defence, Searle and Pereira in midfield, McDonald and Dye on the wings, Williams and Humphrey up front. No, it is not 4 years ago. He's actually playing up front. So as I've just mentioned, we have been pretty awful, drawing a lot of games, but we have just started to win some matches. So hopefully we are returning to our action on camera at the very least, just in time for us to turn into a very good football team. Hoy to Ekpa to Gasper. He's going to run forward. Number 10's there with him every step of the way. Dagba on the right-hand side. Everton coming forward very early on in this match. If they score, I'm not going to be happy. They've hit the post, and Muller kicks that into the English Channel. We're going to see the corner as well. Gaspar takes it towards the back post. Tipple heads down. Tries to find Tipple once again. Did we have Tipple playing for us? Is he a former one of our players? McGuinness. Big kick upfield from McGuinness. No, he's never played for us. Why do I feel like he has? He's on loan from Man United. Maybe I looked at him once. Everton once again with another chance. So far in this match, we've done nothing. Tolkachev, I will never be able to say his name properly. Tolkachev's got it in his hands. Where's he going to go then? Goes for a run. Rolls it out instead. Actually, McGuinness is going to go for a run. Lumps it off towards the left-hand side, straight to an Everton shirt. And now Gaspar can come forward. Crosses it. McGuinness clears. McDonald chests it down. Still not very good as a right winger, but we're trying, aren't we? McDonald with a questionable pass. Williams isn't going to get there. Scooped clear. Searle this time over the top. It's Jaden Williams. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He has to score. He's hit the post. How have we not taken the lead? So things have started to quieten down, apparently. We've had 2 shots, 1 on target. They've had 5-0 on target. And we are currently finding ourselves still 13th place in the table. A win could move us up 2 more places. Hine with the goal kick. Carl Jacob Hine. Did we have him on loan? We had him on loan, didn't we? Torres has gone for goal. Tolkachev doesn't need to do anything because that was a terrible effort. We had Carl Jacob Hine, right? We did. We actually had this man on loan. He played 3 times. This is also his Everton debut, apparently, by the looks of it. Maybe they've just signed him. Half time, it is 0-0 because after all, we are the draw specialists. We have been the better team. I don't know whether that's true, but we're saying it anyway. Dye is going to be coming off the pitch. It's going to be Bobby Needs. Bobby needs game time, so we're going to do that. And we're also going to... Stuart Humphrey has been superb in his first 4 appearances, and now he's been awful. What are you doing? Swap you 2 round. See if that makes a difference. So Humphrey and Williams have just switched sides into the second half. We could do with, playing better, scoring a goal. That would be lovely. If we draw this is, I think, draw number 12 of the season in the league, which after 28 games, that's a lot of draws. It's probably more than that. Nothing's happening. What's going on? We've had no highlights in the second half. Right, Harry McDonald, as expected, has been awful. We're going to do Theo Corbono on that right-hand side. Humphrey's also coming off for Andrew Moran. I probably should have put my new Brazilian on the bench. We brought on a winger to play out front. Muller with the ball to TC. Final 10 minutes of the game. Lumps it upfield. Bobby Needs is going to hopefully get there. He needs to whip it in. He does. He's found Jaden Williams. And Hine tips it onto the bar. He may well have just rescued or saved a point for Everton, who still haven't had a shot on target. Bobby Needs with a corner. Are we going to nick a late winner? It's Romain Charia, but straight into the hands of the Estonian goalkeeper. And it looks like Everton are going to get away with this. We've been the better side, and Everton are going to somehow steal a point, and we're going to drop down to 15th place in the table, because it's another draw. What is going on with our team? Well, we've now got to play Preston before the transfer window ends, Preston down in 18th place. We've dropped down to 15th place. We're not in a relegation scrap. Arguably, we're not in a promotion fight. This season is pretty much over. This game against Preston, we were supposed to play about 3 weeks ago. It got postponed because of a waterlogged pitch at our stadium. It then got postponed again because of FA Cup rearranging and all that jazz. So we're actually finally playing it. I think it's deadline day tomorrow. So there's still room and time to do a bit more transfer business. But I'm not expecting to do anything because we are broke, which we've been broke for the past, 9 seasons. Anyway, Tolkachev will be our goalkeeper. Muller, Schwank, McGuinness and Geismeier will be in defence. Searle and Mercado in the middle. Boake and Moran on the wings. Williams and Humphrey up front. On the bench, we've got Kyron Kensdale, Silko Thomas, Bobby Needs, Corbeau, Elise, Dye and Mitchell, who will definitely 100% be coming off the bench in this match. So last time out against Everton, we had XG of 1.0, so we arguably should have scored a goal. Didn't manage to do it, but we had a lot of shots. And this is something that we seem to do at the moment. We have lots and lots of shots and not many goals to show for it. So I'm hoping we can start to turn that around. Maybe we need to look at tweaking some settings, maybe some tactical changes potentially on the cards. Number 20 is stepping up for this one. Who is on number 20? Is Stevie Schwank. Stevie Schwank's going to go for a long one. Curl it into the top corner, my friend. It's just wide of the goalkeeper's post, and Preston survive a Stevie Schwank screamer. Wasn't really a screamer, was it? It was actually on the ground. It is Darling with the ball for Preston upfield. Schwank intercepts it. I mean, this is the Stevie Schwank show at the moment, isn't it? So forward to Boake. Now Williams. Boake's going to carry on his run. 3-4 in the box if he can get the cross away. He does. And Rory Ryan Mercado was there at the front post, blasting it past the goalkeeper. His second goal for Dover Athletic and his second goal of the season. It is 1-0. Now, I signed Boake to be a backup striker. That was the intention. And I thought, I'll give him a try on the right wing because he can play as a winger on either flank. Maybe this is what we need to do with him. Stuart Humphrey has taken a knock. And my assistant manager, Paul Watton, is saying it's time for the 18-year-old Brazilian. And I think, Paul, you might be right. We are going to do this change. Where is he? Where he's up there. Why is he up there? Okay, now he's moved. Mitchell is going to come on, and we will do it that way around, so he'll be playing as the advanced forward. You can see, obviously, Jaden Williams has moved over to be the pressing forward. This is the first time I've even seen him play. Is Mitchell any good? He might be awful, you know. Malombi with the ball for Preston. In the middle was Davidson. Across to Sunday. On the ground towards Giles. He's not going to get there. Muller, though. What's gone on there? That almost was an own goal. I think that was the whole highlight. It was. And we're seeing VAR, possibly? Have we got VAR in the Championship? I guess we have. It didn't go in, so it doesn't matter. Muller's throw to Boake. I want to see another assist for Boake. Muller's got the ball on the right-hand side. Recently signed a new contract. Crosses in. And Akara Mitchell's there on his debut. Makes it 2-0. The Brazilian has just scored its first goal for the club. Wasn't expecting him to score a header. Also, he looks like he's got a massive beard. Has he got a massive beard? Not really, he's got stubble, but for some reason in the match ending, he's got a massive beard. Right, we're looking like we need to bring off Muller. He is very, very tired. Kaminski's goal kick for Preston. We need to get that ball forward. Muller collects it with his red boots. Paul Searle, who's just recently had an offer from Rotherham. That is a lovely ball from Mitchell. And Williams makes it 3-0. I mean, is this Ikara Mitchell and Jaden Williams? Is that the strike partnership we've been hoping for? I feel like now's probably the right time to mention, we do still have Rory Allen, by the way. He's just injured. Final couple of minutes. We're going to do 2 more changes. Moran's going to come off for Bobby Needs. Sure, I do like Bobby Needs. He's not even our player. I just like his name. And who else do we do? Do we do Silko Thomas? I mean, we need a right back, don't we? It's probably... it's Richard Elise, obviously. There we go. We'll just do that final change, making sure that Hayden Muller can have a little bit of a rest. We've got a few minutes to play. Bobby Needs whips in the cross. Boake's at the back post. He should have made it 4. Just seen as well, Preston are playing Nguyen Van Hine, who we had on loan last season, and then Arsenal recalled him. Schwank, big kick upfield. Bobby Needs controls it. Back to Mercado. Forward. Mitchell with the ball. 1 goal and an assist to his name, and then he's just been flattened. Jaden Williams was offside by a long distance. He's hit it over the bar anyway. Still going to be 3-0, but that surely has to be it. There's not much time to do anything else. Ryan Ledson, I think it's Ryan Ledson with a free kick, hits the post. Not a bad effort. Still going. Why are we still playing? I mean, Ruiz de Galarreta, I think is his name. Sure, we'll go with that. Has just flattened Mitchell. Paulie Searle plays it back to Schwank. Boake, 3 yellow cards just passing around between them. Mercado. I want to get Mitchell another one. Bobby Needs on the left. Guy Smyer. First time we've really seen him. He's great tackle. Wins a corner. We're on 93 minutes, so surely this is the last chance of the match. It's Bobby Needs to take it. The small Southampton loanee crosses it in. Headed clear. Is anything happening? I don't think anything's going to happen from this. I was right. There was a waste of a highlight. 3-0. 3-0. Ikaro Mitchell comes off the subs bench, gets a 7.9. Ryan Mercado plays the full 90, gets an 8.0. I mean, this is how we've been playing. And this match, we actually took our chances. Stuart Humphrey's out for 3 weeks, but that doesn't really bother us anymore, does it? We've got Ikaro Mitchell. He's clearly the best footballer that has ever graced the planet Earth. He's very happy with his debut, as you can probably tell. And now we've got transfer deadline day. We are going to come back to the other side of it because I think something might happen, but I don't really know what. So yeah, we'll come back just after that. And as expected, we didn't do any business on deadline day. However, we are doing a small amount of business at some point. We are signing ourselves a Latvian who might be good. I don't quite know. The scout has said C-, but I'm buying a Latvian because I did a save back in last Football Manager. Yep, it was that recent actually, where I did a Building a Nation save in Latvia. And yeah, I thought, you know what, let's show him a little bit of love. Speaking of Building a Nation, I am looking to start a new Building a Nation save very, very soon. It's going to be in Europe, is the plan. I was going to do South America, but having a baby and all sorts of things kind of puts a spanner in the works of planning a database. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I've just realised we're not quite finished. There was some more business we did. What did we do? Obed Afari left the club. That's it. He went out on loan to Bradford City. Aaron Allen went out on loan to Solihull Moors. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Next episode, someone with Birmingham, Peterborough. Who knows? I should know, shouldn't I? Thanks for watching. See you next time. For what seems to be forever, we are still a mid-table championship side. Today, we've got 2 matches to hopefully climb us a little bit closer to the playoffs. Peterborough, who are currently in 5th, is the first match. In between episodes, we've been kind of up, kind of down. We've won a few, we've lost a few, we've drawn against Blackburn. Not really a lot to talk about, although I guess beating Swansea 5-1, probably quite a big thing. So for the home match against Peterborough, this is what we're going to go for. Chio in goal, Reid Stephen, McGuinness, Charia, Geismar in defence, Serla Mercado was the midfield, Silko Thomas as a right winger today. No, do we do Silko? I don't think we do Silko. Who do we do? Harry McDonald, that's right. We're going to go for Harry on the right-hand side, Dye on the left, Jaden Williams and Stuart Humphrey up front. Humphrey obviously returning from his injury a few matches ago now. Also on the bench, we do have Ikaro Mitchell. 3 goals so far this season. He's been pretty good. This is kind of a must-win game. If we want to get into the playoffs again, we need to be winning this match against Peterborough. It will put us onto, 55 points, which actually won't move us too far up in the table, up to 9th potentially. But more importantly, it will stop a team in the playoffs from getting points themselves. Mercado finds Dye on the left-hand side. Humphrey collects it. Back to Dye. Invites Geismar forward on the left-hand side. 4 in the box. Crosses in. Jaden Williams is there. He heads over the bar. He was offside anyway because he's always offside. I'd like to point out currently Millwall are sat second as well in the table. Imagine Millwall win the Premier League about halfway through the first half and we are coming forward once again. McGuinness goes for a run. The club captain finds Williams. Across, finds McDonald on towards that right-hand side. 3-4 maybe in the box, crosses in, Humphrey's there, Dye is there as well. And then by Dye, the left winger, makes it 1-0, is 8th, I think, goal of the season. We take the lead. So yeah, it doesn't really mean a huge amount when it comes to the league table, but moving up to 9th place, 55 points, 4 points behind the final playoff spot. Roberts to Webster, plays it all the way back to Mark Travers, the former Bournemouth goalkeeper, now clearly playing for Peterborough. It's McGurk in the middle, on the ground, finds Tyrese John Jules. He's running off towards that right-hand side. I feel like we've played Peterborough on camera before, and John Jules potentially destroyed us. And Joku on the right crosses in, back post is Milan, and Chio really should have saved that. It's 1-1. Chambers' throw for Peterborough, but we've nicked this early. Good bit of football there. Humphreys finds Dye, needs some support on the left-hand side. It is Geismar going to collect it. Lots of space for the German. Jaden Williams has hit the post. He's never going to score. He's never going to score again. Half-time then. 1-1. We have arguably been the better side. We've had 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target and we scored it. Out of 10. That's ridiculous. Our shooting has not been good. We'll say that. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Mitchell is on the bench, raring to go, because Williams clearly doesn't understand how to play football at the moment. Geismeyer's throw finds Humphrey on the left-hand side. Back to McArdle, he's gone for a run. Dye to Humphrey again. Geismeyer on the left. Need to get this cross in. 4 in the box, 1 or 2 just outside it. It's cleared by Peterborough. And now a possible counter-attack. Intercepted. Good job. Searle to McDonald. Dinks it over. Dye's not going to quite get there first, is he? And Two-Guy, not that Two-Guy, heads it back to Mark Travers. So realistically, this is the highlight then. The goalkeeper kicks it long over the halfway line. We need to get this ball. John Jules has managed to make his way past our defence. Places it just wide of Chio's post. Chio rushed off his line, and that could have been a mistake. Two-Guy with a throw, who seems to have a green hairband on. That's amazing. Two-Guy gets the ball back, lumps it upfield down the right-hand side, but intercepted. Now Searle, forward, Dye, Humphrey, play it on the ground, plays it through to Jaden Williams, and that's his day over. I know it's a corner, but he's missed so many chances. We're going for Mitchell. He knows how to score goals. We've seen it before. The sub happens, and we do still get to see the corner. Humphrey whips it in. I think it was Charrier was there. McArdle collects. Highlight ends. We should be winning. We've got an XG of nearly 2. They've got an XG of not even 1. It is 1-1. We need to actually have some shots on target, guys. We've had 19 shots, 4 on target. That's ridiculous. Final 10. Dye needs to come off. Theo Corbeneau is going to be the man to come on. Do we bring off McDonald? Do we bring off Charrier? What do we even do here? I mean, Mitchell's having a bit of a shocker still as well. I don't think we do anything. The sign of a good manager there. We're not winning a game. Let's do nothing. Cottrell with a corner for Peterborough right near the end of the game. Good job. Theo Corbeneau is on the pitch and can head that one clear. Webster's collected it. We need to steal this. It's Cooper across to Lawrence. Somebody steal this ball away, because I'm worried that Peterborough are going to find themselves a winner and we are going to drop all 3 points here. We've deserved to win this game. We just haven't scored the goals. It's a headed effort from Njoku. Goes wide of Chio's post. It is going to be 1-1 unless there is one final highlight. No, nothing. Okay, fair enough. It's 1-1. We should have won that game. We are the draw masters. We are absolutely the draw masters. I'm going to say you were unlucky. And then attackers, I'm furious with your finishing. It worked. So that is draw number 14 of the season. We are not actually the highest draw team. Watford have 17 draws. That's ridiculous. We obviously 13 wins, 14 draws, 10 defeats. If we can turn just a few of those draws into wins, we'll be challenging for the title, not just playoffs. Next match then, it's 9th, it's Ipswich Town. We're probably going to draw that one as well. The game is literally rubbing it in now. Dover set for record number of draws. We drew 16 one season. I don't know when. Right then, for the Ipswich game, it's all changed, and a lot of this is down to fitness. Chio in goal, Reed, Stephen, Schwank, McGuinness, and Silko Thomas in defence. Paul Searle and Pereira in midfield. Corbeneau, Moran on the wings. Williams and Boake up front. And if we scroll down, you will see Muller injured. Allen injured, Kensdale injured, Dye fitness concerns, Humphrey fitness concerns. You can also see a lot of players with lowish condition, good condition, but still not good enough. So McArdle is there. Who else have we got? It's McDonald is there, Charrier, very, very tired, which is why basically we are seeing an all change in defence. Do we do this? Why have we not even considered this? McGuinness is getting dropped for Arango. No real thing on McGuinness. It's just, again, he's a little bit tired. So we're going to stick him on the bench instead of Clive Marvin. Well, the draw against Peterborough could have been the start of the end. We are nearly 10 points, 9 points away from a playoff spot. Currently, we need to win this game. If we don't win this game and some of the teams in the playoff do win, we are going to be so far behind with not a huge amount of football left to play. Pereira is going to go for a run forward. The Uruguayan, finds Moran on the left-hand side. I have given him a new contract. Don't really know why. Don't think he deserved it, but I kind of felt sorry and just gave him a new deal anyway. Pereira to Theo Corbeneau. Through ball, finds Boake, controls it well, and the new signing hits his effort just wide of the post. And 8 minutes played, we should be 1-0 up. Maybe we're going to be 1-0 up from the corner. Thomas whips it in. It's cleared. Pereira's going to hopefully get the ball back. Thomas again crosses, tries to find Boake, can't manage to get anything on it. Arango, keep it alive, buddy. Plays it back to Reed Stephen, the Barbadian international. Thomas on the left. In the middle is Pereira. We're going the wrong way. Definitely going the wrong way, guys. What's going on here? Moran, he's 5'5". I'm not sure he's going to win too many headers. Pereira goes for a run, finds Moran on the left-hand side. This is promising. The highlight is still going on. It's I mean, really? Really, game? That was it? That wasn't it. That wasn't it. They've cleared it upfield, and Ipswich are now coming forward. In the middle is Reed. I mean, how have we not got anything from that? And then Ipswich have taken the lead. Half an hour now played. Ipswich move up to 8th place in the table. 10 points we are now behind Watford. Are they even playing? They are playing against Wigan, who I think are down the wrong end. They are, so Watford realistically going to pick up some points as well, most likely. And it's going to be, potentially, Season 10 still in the Championship. Half-time, 1-0 to Ipswich. We haven't been very good. Neither team has been very good. Thrash Arms, what was that? Get your acts together, guys. Free kick in a decent position, and I don't know what really happened there. We just basically passed it to the goalkeeper, who wanted to make a television save and do a dive. Palmer's gone for a run then around his area, kicks it long over the halfway line. We need to win that header, and we do through Stevie Schwank. Corbono to Reed Stephen, forward to Williams, back to Paulie Searle. Pereira, left-hand side ball, tries to find Moran. Moran's not going to get there first, and it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. It was a questionable ball, but he's managed to deal with it quite well. It's going to be Silko, collects it just outside his area, back to the goalkeeper. We were only a couple of minutes into the second half, so if we can get ourselves an equaliser, the second half is hopefully going to be a bit more interesting than the first. Reed Stephen, Pereira. I thought Stephen was going to go for a run then. Or Reed Stephen, sorry. Stephen's not his name. It's Thomas to Moran in the penalty area. On the ground to... Okay, Boyake steals off of Williams. I thought Jaden Williams was going to go there. Doesn't matter. Baba Boyake makes it 1-1. Still not really playing very well, are we? Silko Thomas is on a 6.3. Are you getting blamed for the Johnny Reed goal? I feel like you might be. We are 60 minutes on the clock. Arango to Stevie Schwank. The defence is makeshift, isn't it? It's definitely a makeshift defence. Jaden Williams is going to hopefully win the header. He does, but straight to an Ipswich shirt, and it's back with the goalkeeper. And he's done a big kick upfield. Chaplin's got past Schwank. Chaplin really should have scored. Chio with a decent save concedes the corner. Roberts is going to be the man to take it. Still just an hour on the clock. Stevie Schwank gets it clear. And end the highlight there, please, guys. Maybe not. Garsdale with the ball. Left-hand side pass doesn't manage to get past Stevie Schwank, which is good. That ends the highlight. Silko, you need to get off the pitch, my friend. You're on a 6.3. I don't know what you're doing. Guy Smire's going to come on. Again, another player not fully fit, although he is excellent. Maybe I should have played Guy Smire. Pereira's also struggling. McArdle. I think we do McArdle. They recommend Mark McGuinness as a box-to-box midfielder. Paul Watton, my assistant manager, I think, has been drinking. Is it going to be another draw? I feel like, it's going to be, isn't it? It's going to be another draw. We've got 12 minutes of normal time to play. Ipswich coming forward. Harper to Zorika, or Zorisa, maybe. Harper gets it again. Tries to make his way through. Garside on the right-hand side. 3 in the box wearing the blue. Zorika crosses it in. Front post is Reed, and Johnny Reed makes it 2-1. And we are potentially going to be losing to Ipswich now. Final 10 minutes. Can we get an equaliser? I mean, at this point, I'd take an equaliser. I'd take a draw. That's a penalty. Weeks flattened Williams. Nothing came of it. Highlights carrying on, though. Reed Stephen to Paul Searle. Plays it on the ground. Boyake, the goal scorer, finds Moran. Moran blasts it into the back of the net. And the little winger has made it 2-2. Andrew Moran is kind of milking this celebration. We are drawing with Ipswich. It's not really a good thing. Interestingly, Watford aren't winning their game yet, despite the fact they're playing 22nd place Wigan. We've got 3 minutes of normal time. Warner to Harper to Reed. Finds Weeks. Arango gets the ball back to our goalkeeper who can kick it long over the halfway line to Williams. Chests it down. We've got the numbers. It's Baba Boyake. Takes a few touches. And Baba Boyake has just stolen 3 points for us. It's a cracking finish. I wasn't sure whether to start Boyake or Mitchell. That's his name. I went for Boyake. He scored twice. Probably should have shut up shop, guys. Probably should have done that. Instead, we've got another highlight. Boyake to McArdle, now Moran. Maybe we're going to get another one. Theo Corbono's managed to get there. Somehow Corbono blasts it so hard I'm surprised the keeper's got hands left. It's gone off for a corner. Moran should be the man to take it. He is right-footed from the Irishman. I think he's Irish. Whips it in, maybe, towards the front post. Header clear from Popov. Guy Smire's going to collect. We have got 4.5 minutes left to play of injury time. Stevie Schwank. Is he going to score a screamer? Plays it on the ground to McArdle's not going to get there. Counter-attack time for Ipswich. Oh my word. Was that Arango? Did that just go straight over Arango's head? Chaplin crosses it in. Arango's in the middle. It's probably Reed Stephen then. It's Theo Corbono. Play it through. Jaden Williams is there. He's the right side of the defenders. He's going to surely go for goal himself. He tries to take on too many people. It's a good block from Jamie Connor, apparently. And we have ourselves another chance from the corner, though. Moran takes it towards the front post. Back to Moran. Plays it outside. Geismar thought he was just going to pull the trigger. He should have just gone for it. Moran. Arango. Stevie Schwank. Somebody needs to go for a screamer. Moran again. Arango, do it from there. I mean, if this was FIFA, I would have had about 4 shots by now. Moran to Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams is there to tuck the ball away. It's 4-2 against Ipswich. And we certainly made it hard on ourselves, didn't we? Right, let's do one final sub while we are celebrating. I mean, they say Bobby Needs as a right back. I think actually what we'll do is do Mark McGuinness and put Stevie Schwank as a right back. And the full-time whistle goes. I mean, this was nuts, wasn't it? This was a bit crazy. It was 2-1. Actually, it was 1-1 in the 79th minute, and then all of a sudden it finishes 4-2 in the final 11 minutes of the match. I'll take it. 3 points. The playoff charge is still on. And from what I can see, Wigan drew 0-0 with Watford, which means Watford did not pick up some points. So we are now, what is that, 4, 5, 6, 7 points away from a playoff spot. 8 points away from 5th. 11 away from 4th. 13 away from 3rd and 2nd, technically. I think that's probably a little bit too far. Next episode will be potentially the final episode of Season 9. It's going to be Watford. It's going to be Rotherham. We've obviously got a few matches as well in between the episodes to hopefully pick up some points and get ourselves into this playoff spot. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe, all the fun, fancy YouTubey stuff, and I will be back next time. Well, it's going to be the final episode of Season 9 today because it's not really the dream start to an episode, is it? Where I basically turn around and say, we are not getting promotion to the Premier League. We're on 65 points with 2 games to play. We need 7 points from 2 games. It's impossible. And the reason why we can't get promoted is because obviously we drew a lot more games. 3 more draws. We also picked up 2 wins. A defeat against Millwall as well wasn't ideal, but it means 10th place in the table. One thing I did notice, however, if you look at this one, sort by goals for, we are the top goal-scoring team in the league with 81 goals in 44 appearances. The problem is we have conceded 64 goals, which is the 6th worst in the league. If we can sort out our defence, we'll win the league. Also, we had our youth intake in between episodes. This is the only player who is any good, and I think he could be superb. Yes, he has already played once for us and got a 6.3 rating, but he's only 15 years old. Keith Wooten could be a Dover superstar. So even though we can't do anything in terms of the league table, I'm still going full strength because we're kind of involved in the promotion battle. We're up against Watford for our first match, so it's going to be Chiriot in goal, Muller, McGuinness, Chariot, Geismar in defence, Paulie Searle and Ryan Mercado in the middle, TC and Dye on the wings, Rory Allen and Stuart Humphrey up front for this one. On the bench, we don't really have any youngsters. Maybe we should put... I want Keith on there. I've already forgotten. It is Keith, isn't it? It is Keith. We've got a potentially world-class striker called Keith. Probably a bit optimistic that I think he's going to be world-class, but I think he could be good. So obviously Watford, being a former Premier League side and also the side that is supported by Miles Jacobson, you'd expect them to be pretty good. Humphrey has a corner for us, though after just 4 minutes, Mark McGuinness hits the top of the bar and it goes over. First chance goes our way. We could essentially help Everton get playoffs. If we beat Watford, we could get Everton in the playoffs. That's irritating, isn't it? Stevie Schwank is going to have to come on as that right back then, which is fair enough. We could have done Silko Thomas, although Silko Thomas hasn't been very good at football lately. 25 minutes in, Watford have literally not had a shot yet. We've had 8 shots. Corbono, it's shot number 9, and it's Romain Charia, the West Ham loanee, who, by the way, has extended his loan spell for a 3rd season, technically. His first season, he was only here for 6 months. Full season this year, full season next year as well. We are 1-0 up. And even though we can't get into the playoffs, we can certainly look like we got close. Half time, it is 1-0, thanks to that Romain Charia goal. I mean, we've had a lot of shots, keep it up. Looking at you, Rory Allen, Keith is on the bench, ready to come onto the pitch and score probably 7 goals. I am a bit concerned that we have had 11 shots, but we've only seen like 2 of them. So we are getting the shots away, but they're not apparently very good. Theo Corbono's not going to get there. Kelly manages to clear the ball. It's going to be Mark McGuinness to pick the ball up though. Plays it all the way back to Chio. Now Charia, the goal scorer, goes for a run down the middle. The Canadian, one of our 2 Canadian internationals, goes for another run. Paul Issel, forward, finds TC. On the right-hand side, we've got Stevie Schwank. Instead, we've gone the other way. TC's in. TC should have made it too. It's a good save. Instead, we're going to win a throw, which we didn't get to see, but instead we're seeing Watford pass it around their half of the pitch. Lindstrom has it on the right. Geismar, good little tackle there from the German. Doesn't manage to get the ball back from McArdle. And now Stevens is one-on-one with the keeper. And, oh my word, Chio with a spectacular save. Angel Gomez with the corner towards the front, headed well over the bar from Connor. 60 minutes played, and Keith, here he comes, the Wonder Kid. He's probably not a Wonder Kid, but Keith is coming on. We're also going to take off Dai. This is all of our subs, isn't it? Baba Biake? No, Andrew Moran, sure. Now, all I want to see is Keith score. That's all we need now. Gomez's corner comes in. Another chance is cleared by us. Corbeau heads on. Humphrey collects it. Finds Corbeau again. Back to Humphrey. Not that Theo knew too much about it. Moran's going to pick that ball up on the left-hand side. Just about keeps it in play. McArdle's passing is the worst thing I've ever seen. That's the second time he's done that, isn't it? On camera. How has he been so poor? What's going on? Watford do have themselves a potential chance. Humphrey can't quite steal it away. We're going to get there first and probably pass it back to the goalkeeper. We are. Chio, just first time kick upfield. Moran, loads of time and space, can control it well. Gets past his man. Keith's in the middle. God, I want to see Keith score a worldie. Instead, Corbeau's there. Decent effort from Corbeau, but goes over the bar. Strange highlight, that one. Well, with about 15 minutes left to play, we've moved up to 8th place in the table. Ipswich are drawing a game against Wigan. Humphrey with a corner towards McGuinness, and McGuinness this time can put it into the back of the net. It is 2-0 against Watford, and we've basically ruined their playoff dreams. And straight away, there is another highlight. I've just realised both of our centre-backs have scored in this match. We've got a very good striker, 2 very good strikers. Oh my word, that almost went in. 2 very good strikers in the shape of Humphrey and Allen, and neither of them can score a goal. Come on, Keith. That's what we want. We just want Keith to score now. Was it too much to ask? We've not even seen him kick the ball yet. Corbeau's going for a run, loses out to Kelly. And now Watford can just lump it upfield, find Stevens once again. Our line of defence seems to be way too high. Luckily, Watford cannot hit a barn door. Still time for a third. Come on, Keith. That's all we need. Corbeau chests it down. Where are you going to go? Towards McArdle. Probably going to misplace his pass. Doesn't. Moran's there. First time shot from the winger. Goes over the bar. And that is surely going to be it. It is going to be 3 more points against Watford. Decent match. Decent result as well. Why can't we play like this most of the season? And yeah, with that result, we have basically decided how the playoffs are going to be. Everton are the team to finish in 6th place. We've got 1 more game to play. And it's another important one because I think we're up against Rotherham. And Rotherham need at least 2 points to stay up. Obviously, you can't get 2 points in one game, so they need to win their game. They've got better goal difference than Reading. They are going to want to win. This is where we're not playing. We are playing Rotherham. Okay, it would have been an awful, awful thing to say if we were suddenly playing somebody completely different, like Birmingham. For the final game of the season, then, we are going for a little bit of youth. Not a huge amount, but a little bit of youth in there. So, Zhao Chio will be in goal. Adrian, Reed, Stephen, Charia, Arango, and Geismar in defence of Reed, Stephen, and Arango are the youngsters. I mean, Charia's technically younger than both of them, but he's not ours. Paulie Searle and Ryan McArdle in the middle. We don't do McArdle. We're not doing it. He's been rubbish. Let's try Dai as a box. No. Let's try Rory Allen as a box-to-box midfielder, because he's very good at football, regardless of where he is on a football field. It's going to be Harry McDonald and Theo Corbeau on the wings. Stuart Humphrey and Keith will be up front. We've got Stuart and Keith up front. It's a very British-sounding strike force. They are both British, so that would make sense. So there is obviously something to play for Rotherham. I don't know whether the financial gains of finishing 7th and 8th is too much difference, but if we lose, we could technically drop all the way down to 12th place in the table. So we kind of do want to win just to make sure. Just under 20 minutes played, first highlight of the game. I just want Keith to kick the ball, to be honest. I want to win the match 1-0 and Keith to just be involved in a highlight. Lee has the ball on the right-hand side for Rotherham. 4 in the middle. Geismar sticks a leg out. It falls to Lee. He's rattled the underside of the bar and it's trickled off for a goal kick. We've managed to just dodge a bullet there. Theo Corbeau with a free kick. Goes for a curling effort. Peltier with a questionable save. Concedes the corner. Humphrey is the man to go over to take it because of course he is. Left-footed towards the front post. Arango's not going to get there. Rory Allen as the midfielder. Humphrey crosses again. Corbinow's not going to get there either. And the ball is eventually cleared. Is it going to come back in? No, it isn't. Rory Allen this time with a free kick towards Keith, and Keith heads just over the bar. We've finally seen him on camera. He's got lovely purple boots. The worst is currently happening. We are dropping down to 11th place because Huddersfield, Ipswich and Wimbledon, I think, are all winning their games. So we kind of need to score a goal here. Peltier with the goal kick for Rotherham. It's a head upfield, but not very well. And Rotherham can now come back forward with the ball. Arango heads it down, gets it back from Paulie Searle. Now Rory Allen. Geismeier, Corbinow on the left. Humphrey is very, very deep at the moment. Lumps it forward. Keith's there. Keith, oh my word, he's done it. Keith, he's the youngest ever goal scorer. He's 15 years old and about 250 days. Keith celebrates because he's an archer, apparently. It's what all the kids are doing nowadays. They love archery. It's 1-0. He's only gone and done it, hasn't he? Keith has actually scored a goal. We've moved up to 7th. We're actually going to finish in 7th place as everything stays this way. Sheffield United have just equalised against Watford. Keith could get us 7th place. Things are going well. You're capable of more. Luckily for us as well, Keith is fully focused. He's going to go for archery afterwards, I think, like an after-school club. He is 15. He probably does have that. Well, second half is enthralling, isn't it? There's so much going on. Harry McDonald is going to come off. Baba Bayake can come on. Sure, why not? Didn't put any kids on the bench, did I? Didn't bother with that. I'm looking at my sub-goalkeeper for some reason. And do you know what I'm looking at him for? Striker. He's got 2 outfield rating. He's 6'4" though. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. I know it's the end of the season and all, but let's not be silly. We've finally got a highlight in the second half, and Humphrey finds Corbinow. I want Keith to get a second now. Geismeier to Theo Corbinow. Once again, terrible pass, but luckily for him, Geismeier was paying attention. Passing it around all the way back to the goalkeeper. Why did we do that? Why was that a thing we went for? Arango, left-footed pass, tries to get it over Pochettino's head. That is the son of Mauricio Pochettino, I believe. Arango collects it once again, goes for a little run forward. Allen to Arango, left-footed pass. Even he's not throwing it, is he? He's not a goalkeeper. Charrier's going to go for a run. Eventually, we get the ball onto the right-hand side. Bayake goes off towards the right-hand side, crosses it in low. TC is there, and lovely finish from the Canadian. Tucks it away. 2-0 against Rotherham. This is pretty much game, set and match now, isn't it? Final 10 minutes. We've got an XG of 2, and we've scored 2. That's quite good. Oh, we've actually got a highlight as well. Hold on, Rotherham coming forward. We've stolen it. Good job, Rory. Now, Arango. What's his deal with passing back to the goalkeeper all the time? Just seen Charrier was ready for bed. Wooten heads down to Stuart Humphrey. Humphrey really should have put that away, shouldn't he? We're going to do a couple of changes. Charrier's coming off for McGuinness. Who else is very tired? Let's do Paul Searle, sure, for Ryan McCard. Still not quite done. We're determined to make this season drag on as long as possible with literally nothing to play for. Allen has it forward to the Mohawked Humphrey. Long ball towards Bayake on the right-hand side. Keith is still on the pitch, remember. Reed Stephen crosses. Theo Corbinow can't be bothered. Don't know why. Why did he just leave that for some reason? Rory Allen gets it, plays it back to McCardle, the substitute. We're going the wrong way. Here we go. This is what we want to see. Curling effort from Allen. Just over the bar. Surely that's it now. It is finally. The game is over. The season is over. And at least Keith scored. We've broken a record in the final game of the season. Keith Wooten with a 7.6 rating. Technically our second best player on the pitch. Third best player behind Allen as well. So, I mean, good result, really, wasn't it? That's a bit of a mouthful. Hard work begins now for Wooten, says Watton. No relation, because they're different names. That's how it works. So, the season is complete. Blackburn, Norwich, Everton and Peterborough go into the playoffs. Bournemouth and Millwall get automatic promotion. I said this in a couple of episodes, how are Millwall doing so well? This man, he's insane. He's absolutely insane for this level of football, and they got him through their youth academy. He came through the Millwall Youth Academy, and he scored 22 goals this season. Lincoln had him last season. He got 16 and 38 in League 2. So, the end of season review, we did a fair amount of business, and I think quite a lot of it was important business. Geismeier and Chio will be 2 mainstays, I think, in our team for a few seasons to come. Stevie Schwank played a lot of football, didn't he? We actually signed him from Newport County. Stevie Schwank, I think, is going to be around for a long time. Harry McDonald, he's good, but is he good? He's not good, is he? He's getting paid too much money. We need to loan him out. The board, once again, ecstatic with finishing in the top half. Just 5 points off of a playoff spot. A long way off automatic promotion. But, I mean, they were expecting us to avoid relegation. And let's not talk about the FA Cup where we lost against Middlesbrough. and the Carabao Cup where we lost against Bournemouth. Middlesbrough seem to beat us every time we play them. Financially, things are going up, which I guess is always good. I mean, the broadcast has gone down slightly, but not by a huge amount. And team of the season, considering we conceded a stupid amount of goals, our defensive rating's actually pretty good there, aren't they? 7.3 for Charia, 7.44 for McGuinness. Silko Thomas is the lowest, but he's still just under a 7. So realistically, very good season. So Keith was 15 years old and 302 days when he scored his first ever goal for the club. He was 280 days when he played his first game, which I think was against Portsmouth. He came off the bench. He was rubbish. Clearly showed that he's not actually terrible, is he? Next season then. Apparently we've got £1 million to spend. It's so much money. That's not going to go anywhere, is it? And they still they don't want us to get relegated. Basically, well, I say they don't. They want a mid-table finish, but they want us to be defensively solid. Now, I don't know whether you've seen the last couple of seasons, John. We're not. Every time, stadium expansion plans have been shelved because we haven't got the money. The funds simply don't exist. Get a loan out. Just get a loan out. It's not that difficult. And what do you want now? What's this? Improving the youth level? Yes, definitely. I mean, I feel like I've asked you to do this and you said no, but apparently you're happy to do it now. We're going to a category 2. We're still going to get rubbish youth players. Right, we need something. Just a loan out. They'll tell me. Okay, can we just build a new stadium? I mean, we'll ask. We'll ask if they can build us a new stadium as well. Right, I mean, it was kind of expected, wasn't it? But John's come back and said that we can't expand because of the financial situation. And the same with the building a new stadium. I mean, yeah, I guess we are 2 million in debt. That's fair, but we're in a catch-22, a chicken and egg situation. We're never going to get enough money to build a new stadium until we build a new stadium and get the fans in to get the money from the season tickets and the ticket sales. This is the problem we are currently facing. That is going to do it for season 9. Season 10 may well be the final season because if we are basically just stuck in the Championship for a 4th season, if we don't get out of the Championship in next season, we're done to the point of basically, I think we have to get out of the Championship. We need that money. We need more money from the Premier League. We need to perform better. And I think because of that, I might look at downloading a tactic and changing things up because I think we kind of have a good squad. We've got a reasonable squad. We've got some decent players. We just need the right tactic to suddenly make everything click. So that might be something I'm going to do over the summer. When I do have a tactic, there'll be a link in the description. Don't worry about it. So whoever made it, because I'm not very good at making tactics, will get credited. But thank you very much for watching Season 9. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe, ding the bell, comment, do other YouTube things, share it with your family, friends, dogs, cats, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you in Season 10.